Hello, crypto world. Welcome to the Chart Historian. My name is Justin, and on this channel, I delve deep into crypto charts, exploring chart structures, fractals, and patterns. In this video, I'd like to discuss the coming great fakeout that is about to take place. In fact, we are at the threshold of it. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about. So as you can see, I have this fractal on the chart, and it moves up, and eventually it just goes crazy. Now, many people will believe that this is the long-awaited XRP bull run. As XRP holders, we have been through a lot. We see Bitcoin surging, and here we are doing this kind of stuff. I mean, what the heck? What's going on? So it is going to be a natural reaction where people are going to be excited. They're going to see price moving up aggressively. But I'm here to tell you that this is not a bull run. Beware. This is, in fact, a giant fake out. Now, I don't know how high this will go, nor how low this will go. What this fractal is telling us is that a fake out is going to take place. We'll have to see as it develops how high it actually goes and how low it goes. But these heights and depths are a possibility. Now, let's zoom out a little more and get a better feel for this. So as you can see, it goes even higher than potentially the ruling fake out that took place. This may or may not go that high. My guess is it's going to challenge it, and I would not be surprised to see it go above this, but it's going to come crashing down, and it has potential to crash down quite far. Let's zoom in a little closer. So in my previous video, I talked about how price was moving up. I wasn't sure how high it was going to move up, but then after that move up, a decline would take place. This is what I said. So as you can see, XRP has been moving through this sideways range-bound time. I believe it is now completed or nearly completed this move up right here. The reason why I am unsure is I don't know if this is going to make another higher high or if it's going to turn down and begin to do this part of the structure. Now, it's not going to follow this structure exactly as we see it. It's going to be an original iteration of this in the same way that all this over here is an original iteration, although it, as you can see, follows the same idea. So as you can see, this decline has indeed taken place, and it's actually gone quite low. The other fractal did not go as low. Now, if we were to take this part of the fractal and move it up here, you'll see that it's actually a very close match to what this chart does today. And that is because it is fundamentally following this structure. Now, this drop right here, that is something that is original. So let's talk about why stuff like this takes place. Well, when a fractal repeats, the basic idea of the structure repeats, but the timing, the height, and the depth, those will always be original. So those parts of the fractal do not copy over. So what that means is you can have part of the fractal that goes much deeper, as we see here, or parts that go higher or that take longer to play out. If you notice in that previous video, I had it stretched out longer. I didn't know how long it was going to take to play out, and that's because timing is another one of those original things. So those parts I can guess at, but I won't know for sure, and that is why I'm not sure how high that fake out will go. Believe it or not, this fake out is only part of the story. There is more to this fractal. Let's zoom out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is a zoomed out picture of the XRP chart, and what I'd like to show you with all these boxes and letters on this chart is that XRP has a repetitive macro structure. Now, for those of you who have been with this channel for some time, you're very aware of this repetitive macro structure. But for those of you who are new, XRP has its bull runs. We see that here, here. We even see it over here. It has its declines. We see that here, here, here. And then in between the decline and the next bull run is this sideways range-bound time. I take this part here and I divide it into three main fractals. So If we notice on fractal 1, price moves up and then moves down, and then this part goes flat, part B right here. Well, we see that take place over here, part A with the move up and the move down, and then part B where it goes flat. Sometimes this fractal has played out many times in the past. Sometimes it will go like this. It'll move down, it'll move up and then move down. In fractal 2, we have 3 waves, wave A, wave B, and wave C. We can see that over here with wave A, wave B, and wave C. Look how high this one went, and that is a testament to the timing, height, and depth being different. In fact, they all look different once we zoom in and really examine them, but overall they do the same ideas. So fractal 3, we have completed this part right here. We are working on this part right here, this next little wave right here. And we are about to move up into this peak right here. So the essence of fractal 3 is price moves up to a peak, it then crashes. After that crash, it recovers, does a small correction right here before moving into the bull run. So this is a herald, if you will, of the coming bull run. When this fractal takes place, we know that the bull run is indeed just around the corner. So that is the good news. The warning part of this is that you need to be prepared for this rough patch that XRP goes through. Now, this fractal has played out many, many times, and it looks different every single time. Here in 2017, it played out where it moves up to a peak, it then crashes, and then it recovers, does a small little correction, and then it moves into the bull run. We go further back in time to 2016 and 17, we see it play out again. Price moves up to a peak, it then crashes, it then recovers, does this little correction before moving into the bull run. We can go further back. So here we are in 2014, and once again, price moves up, it then crashes, it then recovers, and does this little tiny correction before moving into the bull run. Let's go back to the very first one that takes place on the XRP chart. So here is the very first one, and this is the original structure. All the others you can say are iterations or copies of this. So price moves up to a peak, it then crashes, it then recovers, does that small little correction before it's off to the bull run. And this takes place in 2013. Now, I can zoom further out and you can see the other structures that take place. Here's part A. Remember, parts of a fractal can be higher due to the timing, height, and depth. So part A is very big, part B, and then part C right here. This one plays out different than the one that played out on today's chart, but it's the same basic idea. If we zoom out here, we can see that same basic macro repetitive structure at work here. We have the sideways range-bound time, we have a bull run, we have a decline, we have another sideways range-bound time, we have another bull run, we have another decline, and so on and so forth. Now, some of these bull runs are similar in size, others are just massive. Check that one out. I mean, it just takes it to a completely different plane. And I imagine that that kind of stuff will continue to play out every now and then on the XRP chart. Will it happen this time? I don't know, but never discount that possibility from taking place. So now that you see XRP does have a repetitive structure with its bull runs, its declines, its sideways range-bound time that just repeat over and over and over again, which brings us to today. So here we are repeating the third fractal of that sideways range-bound time. Now, if you've noticed, every single time it was unique. Do not expect this iteration to look exactly like this one. This is where we're copying it from. Now, I'm going to balance that. Every time a fractal repeats, it's original, but charts tend to favor recent history. So while it's most likely going to be a unique original iteration of fractal 3, it may resemble this one fairly close, or at least closer than this fractal 3 resembles the first fractal 3. So here we are zoomed in, and as you can see, we just need to work out this bottoming structure before price begins to move up. Now, once again, I don't know how the timing, height, and depth will play out, but what I can say is that this is most likely going to start off slowly and then at a certain point move up aggressively. So there you have it, folks. If you've enjoyed this video, it'd be much appreciated if you hit that thumbs up button. If you enjoy this type of technical analysis and you're not a subscriber yet, I recommend hitting that subscribe button, and that way you'll be kept up to date with my XRP analysis on this chart. I will continue to follow it as it continues to develop. When the bull run takes place, I will cover each of those structures within the bull run when it happens. But if you would like to jump ahead of the line and get familiar with the entire structure, I've created a series of 5 videos that deep dive into the coming bull run structure. This bull run structure has played out in every single XRP bull run. So it's a very repetitive structure. My goal with this was that you can navigate this structure by yourself if you ever needed to, and most importantly, know where to set your exit points if you plan to sell in the coming XRP bull run. So there you have it, folks. Be prepared for XRP to complete this bottoming out portion. That could include a potential move back down here, testing these lows. It may or may not happen before it begins its move up, but it will move up. And at a certain point, it is likely going to shoot up in typical XRP fashion. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm so glad you caught this video. I hope you catch my next one. Have a great day, and bye for now.